Tom Silva wasn't always a household name. Long before the cameras rolled and millions tuned in to watch him transform homes on Ask This Old House, he was just a skilled carpenter with calloused hands and an eye for detail. But what most people don't realize is that behind his calm, composed demeanor lies a story of relentless dedication, hidden struggles, and unexpected twists that few ever saw coming. Silva's journey began in a small New England town, where the smell of sawdust and the hum of power tools were as familiar as the breakfast table. He learned the craft from his father, a man whose standards were as high as the timber he cut. From a young age, Tom understood that true mastery required patience, sweat, and sometimes sacrifice. What he didn't know at the time was that these early lessons would later prepare him for the unforgiving world of television. The leap from workshop to screen wasn't as seamless as fans might think. While viewers saw him confidently explaining renovations and guiding homeowners, the reality behind the camera was far more demanding. Each episode required precision, not just in construction, but in timing, delivery, and presentation. Mistakes weren't just errors, they could derail an entire shoot. For Tom, every nail, every cut, and every measurement became a performance, and the pressure to succeed weighed heavily. Yet, it was this same pressure that forged the iconic persona we know today. Tom's dedication to authenticity set him apart. Unlike some reality TV figures who leaned into drama or exaggeration, Silva remained grounded in his craft. His reputation wasn't built on sensationalism. It was built on trust. Homeowners, producers, and even colleagues knew that when Tom Silva was on the job, the work would be flawless, the advice honest, and the results enduring. This rare combination of skill and integrity propelled him from a respected local carpenter to a national figure admired by fans and peers alike. But even as his public image soared, Tom faced challenges that cameras couldn't capture. Balancing the demands of filming with the realities of running a successful contracting business tested him in ways most viewers would never imagine. Every project carried the weight of expectation, not just from the audience but from his own standards. The man who could calmly explain the intricacies of insulation or roofing was also navigating sleepless nights, tough business decisions, and the quiet pressure to maintain a reputation that had taken decades to build. By the time Ask This Old House made him a recognizable face, Tom Silva had already endured countless trials that shaped him into a figure of resilience. Fans saw the finished homes, the polished projects, the confident advice, but few saw the relentless drive, the early mornings, the late nights, and the moments of doubt that accompanied his ascent. It was a rise that demanded sacrifice, yet it also revealed something extraordinary. A man whose passion for building went beyond wood and nails, touching the very lives of those who trusted him to turn their houses into homes. Tom Silva's story reminds us that behind every reality TV icon lies a journey of grit, mastery, and personal sacrifice. A journey that not only shapes the star but also defines the legacy they leave behind. When viewers tune in to Ask This Old House, it all seems so seamless. Tom Silva calmly guides homeowners through renovations, explains complicated construction techniques, and occasionally cracks a lighthearted joke. But behind the cameras, the reality was far more intense, more demanding, and sometimes downright grueling. The world of reality TV may appear glamorous, but for a craftsman like Tom, it was a delicate balancing act between artistry, precision, and the relentless pressures of production schedules. Every episode was a race against the clock. Homeowners expected results, producers demanded footage, and there were always unforeseen complications lurking on the job site. A delayed delivery of materials, sudden weather changes, or a last-minute design change could throw an entire day into chaos. Tom Silva, despite decades of experience, had to think on his feet constantly. It wasn't just about knowing how to build, it was about problem-solving under extreme scrutiny, where every decision was being recorded for millions of viewers. One of the biggest hidden challenges was maintaining authenticity while under the television spotlight. Tom wasn't a performer by nature, he was a craftsman. But reality TV required a different skill set, clear explanations for the audience, engaging dialogue, and the patience to answer the same questions multiple times while the cameras rolled. There were moments when frustration simmered beneath the surface, yet he had to maintain his composed, knowledgeable persona for the sake of the show. Behind every calm instruction on screen was a man managing stress, tight deadlines, and the unpredictability of construction work. Safety was another constant concern. Renovations, especially on older homes, carry risks, structural weaknesses, hidden wiring, mold, or unstable materials. On set, these dangers were amplified by the need to capture everything on film. Tom not only had to ensure that the work was done correctly, but he also had to protect his crew, the homeowners, and even the production team. One wrong step could lead to serious injury, and he carried that responsibility silently, never allowing it to affect the show's polished exterior. Perhaps one of the most emotionally taxing aspects was managing expectations. Homeowners placed immense trust in Tom, often investing life savings and dreams into projects that were complex and unpredictable. When problems arose, delays, budget constraints, or structural surprises, Tom had to deliver reassurance without sugarcoating the realities. Balancing honesty with empathy, he navigated situations that required not just technical skill but emotional intelligence. This human side of the work, the unseen labor of caring as much about people as about wood and nails, is what made him stand out in the world of reality TV. Despite the behind-the-scenes challenges, Tom Silva's dedication never wavered. Each setback, each stressful day, only reinforced his commitment to excellence. He learned to adapt, to anticipate issues, and to maintain his calm in situations that would have broken others. For fans, it may look like effortless mastery, but the truth is far more compelling. A man who combined skill, patience, and resilience to meet the relentless demands of both the craft and the cameras. His ability to thrive under pressure didn't just make him a great carpenter. It made him a true reality TV icon, admired not only for what he built, but for how he carried himself when no one was watching. While Tom Silva has long been admired for his expertise and calm demeanor, the world of reality TV is rarely as simple as it seems. Behind the friendly smiles and polished projects, there are secrets, controversies, and behind-the-scenes drama that most fans would never suspect. For someone like Tom, whose reputation is built on trust and professionalism, even minor tensions on set could feel magnified under the public eye. One of the most surprising revelations involves the immense pressure producers placed on cast members to keep filming on tight schedules. While viewers see smooth, step-by-step renovations, the truth is that crews often raced against impossible timelines. Delays weren't just inconvenient, they were considered failures in the high-stakes environment of network television. For Tom, this meant constantly juggling his perfectionist tendencies with the demands of production, sometimes forcing him to make tough choices that could compromise either speed or quality. Fans might assume everything on Ask This Old House went perfectly, but the reality behind the scenes was far more complicated. Another lesser-known aspect involves creative disagreements. Tom Silva is deeply passionate about craftsmanship, and he often had ideas that clashed with producers' vision for dramatic or TV-friendly segments. There were heated debates over how certain renovations should be presented, which techniques should be highlighted, and how much detail was too much for the average viewer. In a world where television storytelling often trumps technical accuracy, Tom sometimes found himself walking a fine line between staying true to his craft and keeping the show engaging. These conflicts, though rarely publicized, added tension to the set that few fans would ever suspect. Even more shocking are the personal dynamics among the cast and crew. Reality TV sets can be intense pressure cookers, and Ask This Old House was no exception. Differences in work ethic, communication styles, and personality often led to friction behind the scenes. Tom Silva, with his reputation for integrity and meticulous attention to detail, sometimes clashed with those who prioritized speed over quality or drama over realism. Though he remained professional on camera, the off-camera tension was very real, and at times exhausting. Then there's the controversy of public perception versus reality. Tom Silva has been praised for his calm, approachable persona, but some behind-the-scenes accounts reveal moments of frustration, stress, and even anger that never made it to the screen. The pressure of maintaining a public image while handling high-stakes projects can be overwhelming, and it takes a toll on anyone. This dual life, master carpenter in public, stressed professional in private, created a tension that few fans would ever recognize. Finally, some revelations involve the industry itself. Reality TV thrives on narratives, and even shows centered on craftsmanship aren't immune to the need for storylines and audience engagement. Scenes were sometimes edited or res-hot to create drama, emphasize conflict, or highlight certain personalities. While Tom Silva's integrity ensured the work remained authentic, the way it was presented to audiences occasionally distorted reality, adding another layer of complexity to his public image. These controversies and behind-the-scenes secrets don't diminish Tom's accomplishments. They highlight just how demanding reality TV can be, even for a seasoned professional. The calm, reassuring figure we see on screen is the product of years of navigating pressure, conflict, and scrutiny, making his expertise and reputation even more remarkable. After decades of building, mentoring, and transforming homes on Ask This Old House, Tom Silva's life has evolved in ways few fans could have anticipated. The man who once spent countless hours under the relentless glare of studio lights now enjoys a quieter rhythm, one that balances personal fulfillment with ongoing dedication to his craft. But the story of his life after the spotlight is far from ordinary. It's a tale of reinvention, reflection, and the continued pursuit of excellence. Though some might assume that leaving the daily pressures of television would be a relief, Tom's transition was more complex. Reality TV creates a very particular kind of identity, and stepping away from that public persona requires adjustment. The admiration of millions, the instant recognition on the street, and the constant demand for on-screen expertise didn't vanish overnight. Tom had to navigate life as a celebrated figure while reconnecting with the roots of his passion, the hands-on, unfiltered work of carpentry that first drew him into the trade. Today, Silva spends much of his time mentoring younger contractors, sharing the wisdom that decades of experience have given him. But even here, his approach is far from conventional. He emphasizes patience, respect for the craft, and a deep understanding of materials, teaching lessons that go far beyond simple construction. For Tom, passing on his knowledge isn't just about preserving a legacy. It's about cultivating a new generation of craftsmen who understand that building a home is as much about heart and integrity as it is about skill. Tom has also taken the opportunity to reconnect with family and personal life in ways that were challenging during the peak of filming. Quiet weekends away from cameras, hands-on projects with his children, and time spent in reflection have allowed him to heal from the sacrifices he once had to make. The fame that once dictated his schedule no longer controls him, and in that freedom, he has found a deeper satisfaction than even television could provide. But life after the spotlight isn't without its continued surprises. Fans still reach out, expressing admiration and sharing stories of how his work influenced their own lives. Occasionally, he consults on special projects or appears in guest segments, a reminder that while he may have stepped back from the daily grind of TV, his expertise remains in high demand. And through it all, he maintains the same quiet humility that has defined his entire career. A man who never sought fame, but earned respect through skill, dedication, and unwavering integrity. Ultimately, Tom Silva's journey is a testament to resilience and adaptability. From a young carpenter in New England to a reality TV icon, through personal struggles, behind-the-scenes drama, and the pressures of public life, he has navigated it all with remarkable grace. His story reminds us that the true measure of a person isn't just what they achieve in the spotlight, but how they continue to live, inspire, and craft a life grounded in passion long after the cameras have stopped rolling. Tom Silva may no longer be on our screens every week, but his legacy endures, not just in the homes he's transformed, but in the countless lives he's touched through dedication, mentorship, and the quiet strength of a man who built more than houses. He built trust, respect, and a standard of excellence few can rival. Tom Silva's story is more than just the tale of a master carpenter turned television personality. It is a saga of perseverance, sacrifice, and quiet heroism. At first glance, viewers see only the composed figure guiding homeowners through renovations on Ask This Old House, explaining insulation, roofing, or framing with patience and authority. But behind those calm, measured words lies a life filled with relentless challenges, personal sacrifices, and the pressures of maintaining a reputation in the unrelenting glare of reality TV. What makes Tom Silva remarkable isn't merely his expertise in carpentry. It is the depth of character and resilience he brought to every project. Every nail hammered, every beam placed, every structure transformed was more than work. It was a reflection of decades of discipline, dedication, and the desire to create something lasting. Even as cameras rolled and millions watched, Tom carried the weight of responsibility silently. The projects weren't just homes. They were dreams, investments, and the livelihoods of families who trusted him. The burden of meeting expectations, both on screen and off, was immense, and yet he handled it with humility and unwavering commitment. The path to this level of mastery was anything but easy. Long before the cameras immortalized his name, Tom learned his craft in the quiet, demanding environment of New England workshops. From a young age, he understood the importance of patience, precision, and integrity. The lessons instilled by his father were uncompromising. Every cut, every measurement, every decision mattered. Those early experiences laid the foundation not only for his skill but for the mindset that would allow him to thrive under the unique pressures of reality television, where mistakes are magnified and scrutiny is constant. Yet even mastery does not shield one from personal struggles. Behind the calm exterior, Tom faced challenges that viewers never witnessed. The relentless hours on set, the physical demands of construction, and the weight of public expectation created an ongoing tension that tested him in every aspect of life. Family time was often sacrificed. Milestones, birthdays, and quiet moments were delayed or missed entirely. Financial pressures, safety concerns, and the constant need to balance professionalism with authenticity added layers of stress that could have overwhelmed anyone less disciplined. Tom Silva, however, absorbed these pressures quietly, channeling them into his work rather than letting them consume him. The world of reality TV introduced its own set of hidden battles. Fans rarely see the friction behind the scenes, the disagreements over production timelines, or the creative clashes that occur when craft meets entertainment. Tom's commitment to authenticity often put him at odds with the need for drama or television-friendly storytelling. Navigating these conflicts required patience, tact, and emotional intelligence. The tension between artistic integrity and production demands is a reality few viewers appreciate. And yet Tom managed it with professionalism that further cemented his reputation. Perhaps most striking is the personal sacrifice required to maintain the persona of the calm, reliable expert that millions came to trust. While cameras captured the polished results, the countless hours of planning, problem-solving, and quiet resilience remained unseen. Injuries, fatigue, and the constant mental load of running projects while remaining accessible and personable on camera were all endured without complaint. It is in this invisible labor, the dedication that cannot be edited into a scene, that the true measure of Tom Silva emerges. He was not simply performing. He was living a standard of excellence that few could sustain. Today, Tom Silva's story continues, but it has shifted from public performance to private fulfillment. Stepping away from the constant pressures of daily filming, he has found a rhythm that allows him to focus on what he loves most, the craft of building and mentoring the next generation. His work now extends beyond physical renovations. It is a legacy of knowledge, ethics, and passion. By teaching younger contractors the importance of patience, precision, and integrity, he ensures that his influence reaches far beyond the homes he has transformed. In doing so, Tom Silva continues to shape lives in a way that mirrors the care and thought he has always brought to his projects. The freedom that comes with life after the spotlight also allows Tom to reconnect with personal priorities long overshadowed by fame. Time with family, moments of reflection, and hands-on projects done purely for joy rather than for television have offered him a sense of balance previously unattainable. Yet, despite stepping back from constant exposure, he remains connected to his audience. Fans continue to admire him, reaching out with stories of how his guidance inspired them, and occasional guest appearances serve as reminders that his expertise and influence are still deeply valued. Ultimately, Tom Silva's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance, authenticity, and quiet heroism. He shows us that true mastery is never just about skill. It is about resilience under pressure, dedication in the face of challenges, and integrity when no one is watching. His life reminds us that fame is fleeting, but the impact of one's work, the knowledge shared, and the respect earned can last far beyond the glare of television lights. In the end, Tom Silva is more than a reality TV star. He is a craftsman, a mentor, a man who navigated the pressures of public life while remaining true to his principles. His legacy is built not only in homes but in the trust, admiration, and inspiration he leaves behind. And while cameras may no longer capture every detail of his work, the story of Tom Silva, the man behind the hammer, the unseen struggles, the unwavering commitment, is a story that will resonate far longer than any episode ever aired. Tom Silva teaches us something crucial. It isn't just the houses we build that define us. It's the care, skill, and integrity we pour into everything we do, and the lives we touch along the way. His life is proof that even in the high-pressure world of reality TV, true excellence and humanity can endure quietly, powerfully, and forever.